Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's up with you, Brody?
Man, I'm pissed, my guy.
What's wrong, man?
Man, let me tell you what happened yesterday. So, you know what I'm saying? Regular day at work, do my job, you know what I'm saying? Heading home. You know, I already told you about, the traffic I got to deal with and shit.
Right.
So, I'm on my way home, you know what I'm saying? Regular day, traffic as usual. So then, I'm riding, and then traffic it picks up at the same spot every day.
Mm-hmm.
So traffic starts to pick up. So now, instead of us going, 20 to 30, now we going, we hitting up 50, getting to 60s.
Yeah.
So then I noticed the car in front of me they slam on brakes, but they don't stop. They just slam on brakes. So I hit my brakes. Next thing I know, dude, I think this is what it was. It was really quick. Some load off of some driver must have dropped their shit from. It had to be there for a while because once I picked up my speed, I didn't see anything that had this type of shit on the back of it. It looked like drywall, but I'm not sure. My guy. So they go over it and it pops it up. So I hit the shit dead on. It fucking slides up my windshield and flies out the top of my car. And it had to hit the car behind me too. So I'm like, fuck. I get home, man. My hood dented. All my shit scratched up in the front.
Yeah.
Man, broke my Florida State tag. Man, I'm like, man, you got to be fucking
I'm glad it
kidding
ain't resulting in no damn accident, bro.
Man, I'm telling you,
that shit could have been horrible.
It could have been real bad, man. It could have been real bad if they would have reacted. Because, if the other cars would have reacted to a complete stop, because they were just like, shit, there ain't nothing you could do. You gonna hit it. So you know what I mean. I was like, fuck, man. So I get home, and I look at it. I just shake my hand, walk in the house. I said, I ain't even going.
Yeah, they ain't even nothing to trip on, bro. Because that shit could be a lot worse, bro.
Yeah, man. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm alright though, man. But how about you, man?
Man, I'm living life, man. You know what I'm saying? My beard growing in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? Feeling nice about that.
Shout to E. Carter.
Yeah, shout out to E, man. Definitely been using the beard oil he gave me. But yeah, outside of that, man, everything been good. You know what I'm saying? Been doing some research on this cryptocurrency, you know what I'm saying? Learning more about these NFTs. Been behind the scenes making some more of those. I got some more NFTs on the way. If y'all want to hit me up about NFTs, you know what I'm saying, just want whatever information I got, or, you know what I'm saying, y'all might want to cop one from me, man, hit me up on Twitter. But outside of that, man, everything been going great, bro. You know what I'm saying? Been cooling, man.
That's what's up, man. Glad to hear that, man. I look, I know this ain't that podcast, but I just want to mention it, man. I just want to mention it, man. Hey, man, when I tell you, with the 4-3 is gonna be college heavy this week, man. Because, man, so obviously you've been seeing some of the news. We ain't got to get into it, but I just wanted to mention it.
It's been all kind of shiesty moves all around the thing. Let me tell you what's the worst of all of them. Them bum ass Michigan Wolverines got to win.
Hey, this podcast is gonna be crazy, bud. It's gonna be crazy.
Bro. We had 10 great years of life. 10 solid great years of life. And now this whole year about to be trash. You hear me? It's going to be straight trash.
Hey, I feel you, man.
So nothing go good when they win.
Man, listen, my boys couldn't even get in the bowl, man. We had Florida on the road. How do you have a quarterback throw 3 interceptions in one half, and y'all don't do shit with it, man?
Oh, I can tell you, because the Cleveland Browns did Sunday night. Just know that. And they had one with 4 interceptions. Still couldn't beat them niggas, man. So trust me, I know.
Oh yeah. So we took a hiatus last week, man, with the holiday and everything. So we definitely gonna be back. So hopefully for all y'all football fans, be tuned in Wednesday, Thursday, whenever you get it.
We got to talk about 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks, and we're gonna pack it into one episode, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So now I mentioned, you know what I'm saying, on the Takers episode, and my apologies for everybody who, you know what I'm saying, heard the Takers episode late. It got uploaded late. I had some things happen with my son that I had to take care of, but it's out. You know what I'm saying. Y'all can listen to it. Y'all can enjoy it. Now this is the thing, right?
Okay.
I told everybody on the Takers episode at the end that I've never seen this movie.
Yep.
Okay, I remember parts of this movie. I've never seen this movie all the way through, but I definitely remember parts of this movie. Let me tell you something about Macaulay Culkin in the 90s. That nigga should have played Dennis the Menace. Just know that.
Okay, but he got Richie Rich though, so they had to.
Nah, man. They were trying to clean up that nigga image, bro. But the movie we talking about, y'all, we talking about The Good Son. And I was about to say starring Richie Rich. Starring Macaulay Culkin and Elijah
Woods.
Elijah Wood, yeah. Elijah Wood. What's Macaulay Culkin's dad's name? I'm trying to bring up my IMDb. Right
now. His dad is Daniel Hughes Kelly, but we all know Elijah's dad played by David Morse.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, David Morse. That's the one I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this really wasn't a movie with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, people in it. It was basically focused on, you know what I'm saying, Macaulay Culkin's character and Elijah Wood's character. But it's basically a movie about a young boy who loses his mom. His dad has to go on a trip to take care of some business to basically, you know what I'm saying, be able to make sure that they'll be financially good for a while. And it's basically a family business. So he goes to live with, I guess, like his uncle or something.
His uncle, yeah.
That's his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? He goes to live with his uncle. And he lives with, you know what I'm saying, their family. He has, you know what I'm saying, a cousin, and he had two cousins, a brother and a sister. And basically the movie just chronicles the everyday antics of him and Macaulay Culkin. And we come to find out that Macaulay Culkin, as a kid, was basically an asshole in this movie.
Yo, listen. Henry, not only did he have issues, this motherfucker was like literally Damon, you know what I'm saying? 666.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Real.
This is why I wanted to bring this up, because, well, first of all, let's mention the sister of Henry is actually his real sister. Connie is actually Quinn McCullough. No, wait, yeah.
Really? That's what's up.
You can't tell? Look at them. They look exactly alike. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so, but the wild thing about this, like, you know how we'll look at a performance and be like, yo, like that's them. Like, as much as I love the Home Alone movies, now this still don't touch it, but the performance that he put on this, yo, I think this is real him. I ain't even gonna front.
That's what I'm saying.
I think this is the real Macaulay Culkin right here. Like, him being Henry, that shit was so real, dude. And just the facial expressions, like there was one scene where Mark was coming down which was one of the most dangerous tree houses I've ever seen in my life.
I don't even think that was supposed to be used, bro. That shit look old and decrepit in the mud.
That shit was crazy. So Mark is sliding down, and like after they had a conversation, he looks at him. He's like, "Hey, don't fuck with me." And I mean, just the way that he looked when he said it.
No. When he asked my man, he said, "If I let you go, you think you'll fly?"
You fly?
Fam, I'm hanging off a tree house. Pick me up.
Hey, that right there would have told me, you know what? I'm gonna chill in the house. You know what I'm saying? With Connie.
Where's my daddy at? Forget all this. Where's my dad?
Yo,
bring that nigga back.
That was the first sign that, yo, these 2 weeks is about to be hell, my guy, because that was like, I think that was the first moment where you start to realize, because the movie starts kind of slow. It starts off with Mark mom dying, so that was sad. Then, so he's already in his feelings, and his dad, which he had, let's call it like this one big score. Like,
yeah,
you could tell that he's been going away for business, but he's like, yo, if I do this one last time, I won't have to leave you again.
exactly.
So, but what I thought that trip also did, which I didn't notice this as a young, like when I was young watching this, but I mean, because this movie came out in 1993. So what I didn't notice was, just think about the pressure that put on Susan. Because think about it. Susan is still grieving the loss of her youngest child. All right. Then you bringing in her nephew who is grieving his mom.
Right.
So he's at a time where, because you could tell like his uncle's his uncle, but he gravitated towards Susan like as soon as he got there, because I think that at that time he was looking for another mom figure, and for her to be grieving a son, and then he's looking for a mother. Like, I felt like, I mean, I understand that that's your brother and your sister-in-law, but like that was a lot of pressure to put on Susan too. I don't think that he knew that she was grieving the way that she was grieving, but you know what I mean?
And I'm not even sure if that's true, but I don't really think it was pressure. I think if anything, she might have been, it might have helped her, because, you know what I'm saying, now that, you know what I'm saying, like you said, with her grieving the loss of a child, it bring in an extra child. And even though we know that he can't replace, you know what I'm saying, the lost kid, but, you know what I'm saying, that's somebody else that she can take care of, that she can give that, you know what I'm saying, that love that she couldn't give to that child. You know what I'm saying, she can get at the to Mark. And then especially with the situation that he just went through, I mean, you know what I'm saying, like that's a connection that those two could have made. And she seemed like she was doing pretty well, you know what I'm saying, when he got there. It didn't seem like she was really like going through too much. And I think until the scene where Henry had brought up the room or whatever, and then, you know what I'm saying, like they had the conversation at the dinner table about the room, I think not until then you didn't really realize like she really wasn't over it.
Yeah, because like she would only go stand at the ledge and like just look out at the water, and I think that was just giving her a long time to, to think about the thing that she want to think about, like just to not have any interruptions. And for the people who like I said, I don't know if our fans actually watch the movie after we talk about it, or they just already seen it, just looking for our perspective. But I bring that up to say 1993, for these kids to be running around the way they was, like that's how it was back then. For the people that are younger, like this wasn't no situation of bad parenting. This just how parenting was back then. Like, dude, I used to leave the house as soon as the sun came up and then come home till the sun came down, and I was these kids' age. So like that's what the times were like back then, for them to just be running all around. And then like they had went out to dinner, and like left them home by themselves. And like she's like, y'all can take care of yourself, right? Just look after Connie or whatnot. Like that's what the times were like in 93. So I don't think that there was bad parenting, but the only thing that I would say about the parenting is you have to notice, just I know you don't want to think about your own child this way, but like you have to look at Henry and be like, yo, there's a little something off there. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily. Only reason I say that is because he knew how to play the game.
Oh, he definitely knew how to play the game.
Yeah, like around them, he didn't do nothing that would have them even be a tad bit suspicious. And then, just like you said, I mean, when he out and about, shit, they not around. They either at work or, the mom taking care of the house. So, I mean, this nigga out there trying to shoot cats with a
This dude
a bow and arrow nail gun and like doing all kind of, you know what I'm saying? He doing all kind of antics. He over there messing with dogs and you know what I'm saying? He doing what a kid did in the 90s. I mean, well, not the arrow part, but you know what I'm saying? Just the stuff he was doing, man. He was just doing some stuff that kids was doing in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Climbing trees, you know what I'm saying? Walking around, exploring, you know what I'm saying? Outside and stuff like that. So it didn't seem, I guess, the way it looked is it didn't seem to them like he was doing something out of the ordinary or something that they should have to, you know what I'm saying, like keep an eye on or pay attention to.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I felt like the way that he was, like, even interacting with Connie, you know what I'm saying? It was always. Now I don't know if he was doing this because Mark was there, but like he would do, yeah, because I think that once another dude came around, he could actually do the things that he wanted to do. I think Connie was kind of like a nuisance to him. Yeah. But I mean, we already know how he felt about Richard, which we'll get into that. But like even when Mark came, it was just like, yo, I bought you this mask. Now we could be, you know, like brothers and all this type of shit. It's like, and it's a way that he stared at him with the mask on. I was like, yo, this kid is weird. Like there's some Michael Myers in there somewhere. something ain't right about this kid, man. I honestly felt like seeing this because, like, I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but like, and we've been talking about this like every episode that we do that's older because we've been doing a lot of stuff from the 90s. It's just like going back and watching it as a mature man that actually have kids around this age that, you know, that a Henry and Mark is. And like, you know, even the scene where he was hiding cigarettes in the well, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. Mark had them virgin lungs. My man didn't even choke. Like he was just ready for the smoke, literally. And but there was a lot of, I mean, look, I know Mark was his age, but like, what was the scene for you? It might have been the one we already brought up, but what was the one where you was like, you know what? I don't think I really need to be kicking it with Henry no more. Because the scene where he was like, yo, if I let you go, you think you could fly? All right, you know, it's still new. I just got here. Yeah. But like, you know, was it the scene with the dog where he was sitting there barking at the dog? Like,
nah. It was the scene where he tried to kill the cat, and luckily he missed that motherfucker because if not, nigga, that cat would have been nailed to the tree. But it was the scene with the cat. Like, first off, where did you get this weapon from?
He said he made it.
Exactly. How the hell did you learn how to make that? And it wasn't shooting arrows. That shit was shooting nails. Like, you see how big that nail was?
Yeah,
bro?
there was bolts, man.
That's what I'm saying. And how hard it hit the tree. Like, dude, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You the only boy. You get to go out and kick it, and you know your people live a nice life. But let's be honest, bro. Like, who and why? First off, who is this kid around? And why the hell are they letting him out by himself doing these type of things? Like, this is one of those things to where even though, you know what I'm saying, like you said, in the 90s, bro, it was commonplace for kids to be outside doing stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, climbing trees and messing with dogs and, you know what I'm saying, hiking around and walking around places. Because, you know what I'm saying, you ain't have to worry about all the, you know what I'm saying, well, you did have to worry about perverts then, but they just wasn't to the extreme that they are now, right?
Yeah.
But it was like, like, dude was just a real live, like, you talk about a menace to society, that nigga was a menace to society.
That was the real menace to society right there. Like, he was shooting up the school later.
Oh my God, yes. He was a future school shooter, like, hands down. That's the best way to describe it, bro, because it was like, first off, the cigarette thing, like, when I seen that, I was just like, okay, this nigga is a savage, bro. Like, he walking around with the little fingerless gloves. He, you know what I'm saying, he's showing my boy the ropes and he just pop out with a bogey. I'm like, okay, like, yeah. where did he get that? I mean, he was, like you said, he was puffing it like it wasn't nothing. So it was just like, you know what I'm saying, it was weird. But that scene where he tried to kill that cat, man, that right there just lets you know everything. And then even the one where he was aiming at the dog, he was just sitting there following it like, yeah, targeting. I'm like, yo, this little is crazy.
Yes. And the scene that really got me, and like once we get to really talking about Richard, like then you would get what we're talking about right now. When they were smoking, and he was like, "Did you see your mom when she died?" He was like, he said, "Yeah," but he said, "Did you get to see her like later?" And he was like, "No, I didn't get to see her." He was like, "Well, did you get to touch her skin and all this little stuff like this?" And it was like, why is he asking these questions like this? So then he's like, when Richard died, his skin turned blue, and he was like, he said, if you touch your mom, you can see if she's warm, see if she's cold, all this type shit. He was like, oh, this is for scientific research. It's like, why are you asking this dude questions about, did he see his mom after she was dead, and did he touch her? And like,
fuck that. How deep is this nigga into science that he knows about scientific research about dead bodies? What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. And see that right there got me, because it's like, and then he brings up Richard and how Richard was blue, and it's like, okay, how the fuck Richard was blue? You know what I mean? Like, so then like that's when I started to be like, you know what? This is just a little too deep for me. Now he tried to get to a point where he was like, yo, I'm just gonna stay in the house and chill with Connie. But then he started throwing these little hints about, oh, wait, you think I would hurt my own sister? Like, you think I would hurt my family? So he started putting out all this little stuff, but it wasn't until after we get this is my first thing. This is what kills me. He says, yo, I got something to show you. He was like, what is this? Mr. Highway.
Oh man.
That right there should tell you why is you naming a dog Mr. Highway?
This nigga was way too creative to be on his own. I just want to just get that out there.
Hey, we never seen him watching the TV.
He could have been doing something way more constructive than creating the shit that he was creating. This nigga created Mr. Highway. He created the goddamn Mad Max bow and arrow. This nigga created American Gladiator treehouse. Like, this nigga was way too creative, bro, to be doing some of the shit he was doing.
Yo, this kid was mad. I'm telling you, man. Instead of his name being Henry, man, his name should have been Damon right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the old man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, I need you to help me. So I don't know what he thought he was gonna do. I get Mark's a kid. I get he ain't really into this type of shit. But you had to know it was something sketchy about this thing called Mr. Highway. And he walks you to a bridge and you have him put it on the corner of a bridge. So then he throws it off, causes a mad pile up.
Man.
So then they hide, and I got to shout out to somebody right here. So I got to shout out to, you know what I'm saying, my guy Kid Cudi. You know what I'm saying? He has a song. It's an intro on the Insidious album. You know what I'm saying? What was it? The re-erection of Scott Mescudi. At the very end of the song, he says what he says to him down in that tunnel. He says, when you're free, you can fly. He said something about, I forgot how he said it. I had it now and I lost it. But it was like, when you realize you can do anything you want, you realize you're free and you can fly. Like, that's what he said to him on that tunnel. Kid Cudi used that sample and put it in that song. So gotta shout out to him for that. But I'm telling, dude, he was we named this dude everything, dude. He is literally this kid is listening. This kid is Damon, Dennis the Menace, Old Dog, goddamn
Bishop from Juice.
Bishop, listen. But this is the thing, the way he played it though. Man. That's the part that kills me the most, was just how good he was at playing this role. And I mean, at this time, he had to be what, like 12, no 13, 14.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like to be that good, that young, like this dude was really a prodigy at that age. Like he was. I see how. Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but I can see how him and Michael Jackson was friends. Okay?
Yeah, he was a grown ass man. No, seriously. If you go back and watch Home Alone, and then go back and watch this shit. That's not no goddamn kid, bro.
I'm telling
this
you,
nigga
man.
Macaulay Culkin might be on some Andy Milonakis shit.
See, I was gonna say now that is a great point that you said, but I was gonna say just the fact of just being so talented, so young.
Yeah,
I can see how they can relate to each other.
Yeah,
because this is another thing. This is what a lot of people don't realize about Michael Jackson. See, everybody always talk about how, you know, he lost his childhood, how his brothers was like forcing him to have sex and, you know, all this little shit. So you can see how he could grow up to be a little twisted. But what people don't realize is listen to these songs that he was singing, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
These was grown up songs. This kid is singing about shit he probably didn't even know what the fuck it was. So he's singing grown folk music as a kid. Macaulay Culkin is playing grown folks really as a damn kid.
Especially in this one, this was some shit that like a nigga in high school was supposed to be playing.
Exactly.
For real,
he's
for real.
doing
Like this nigga was a real live Chucky doll. This nigga is bro. Like for real.
I'm telling you, and then like I felt for his sister too, because like even little shit like she would come into the she walked into the room one time, my guy, and she was like, he said, "What are you doing walking in my room?" And he grabbed her ears, jack her up by her ears, and it's like just for walking into the room, and it's like,
okay. As a dude with a younger sister, I can understand. That's relatable. You know what I'm saying? Because little sisters be nosy as hell, so I can understand that part. So that wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody in your room like that when you know what I'm saying, you that age. So I get it. And then that nigga ain't no telling what he had in that room.
Man, you ain't kidding. I mean, I'm surprised this dude didn't have a damn. He might have. This is the thing though. When they went into the shed, my guy, dude had a dog hanging from a noose.
Fam, this nigga was 3 steps away from finding a rifle. He was 3 steps away from finding the hunting rifle, bro. I'm telling you.
Because you know his pops had one. Because I don't know where they went.
Wherever they lived at, it was too much of a wooded area. You know what I'm saying? It snowed. So he had to have some type of hunting rifle out there.
He definitely had one.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did because they really didn't show him much, but they showed him at a computer one time. But like they didn't really say what he did, but like he was never there, dude. Like you really only saw Susan. You never really saw his pops. And even when he did, like you said, this dude was like one of the best manipulators that there was. Because like when they had when he told this was after the pileup thing was on the news. And so he is standing outside of Henry's dad's office. He was like, "Well, go ahead, tell him." And then he's like, "Dad, Mark got something to tell you." And he's like, he takes out running. I don't know what's wrong with Mark. Let me go check on him. And it's just the way that he would just like sell Mark out. Even the situation about the room. He ain't saying nothing about going into that room.
He probably didn't even know that room existed.
Dude, well, he knew it existed because he seen his mom in there. But like, I think that shows you just how bad Henry is. Henry knew if I say this, I can make my mama cry. That was all that was about. Was really fucking with his mom.
Threw his little sister on thin ice.
Literally.
No pun intended.
I want to talk about how good of a skater this motherfucker is.
Fuck that nigga skates.
Hey, but he looked like a hockey player out there.
He did. But this nigga threw his little sister on thin ice, bro. Like, and I ain't talking about like oh, I let my hand go. No, like yanked her shit. Like get over there.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, this nigga was sick.
Man, he was beyond sick, man.
Oh my
this
goodness.
kid, he needed to go because this type of behavior right here. Now we got too many of these motherfuckers still alive out here now like that today. There's a lot of Henrys out there.
Henry would have been on YouTube showing niggas how to make bombs. No bullshit.
Hey, he would have been making those nail bombs.
Yeah.
That you put in the jar. He would be teaching motherfuckers. Yeah. He would be teaching motherfuckers how to do that shit. Yo, this kid was definitely like it's amazing to go back and watch this shit now as it being as old as it is. Because I know I keep bringing it up. I know he's talented. You know what I'm saying? I know he's talented, but like, god damn, boy, it's like he ain't even this good now. But I know he's been through some shit in life and stuff because he was in he's in the new season of American Horror Story.
Oh, okay.
And this is and that's the first time I seen him in years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy because they got him playing. He's playing a drug addict. That's fucked up. Because he looked like one.
Yeah, for real, he do though. He looks sick as hell.
Hey, it's crazy. It's so crazy. But I ain't mean to laugh at that. That's disrespectful. But it don't even because it seemed like I'm trying to think of another like even your dude from what's his name? I think his name Brandon. Even your dude from Soul Food, the little kid from Soul Food, he was oh man, we just did Menace to Society. Kid that came out with the red suit on, went out. He was trying to get Parnell to give him the alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know that nigga name, but he was in all the 90s TV shows.
Exactly.
I think he was like Moesha's little brother or some shit at one point in time.
Yeah, and like the point I'm making is he was so talented as a kid, but then like you don't really see this. I ain't really see him act as an adult. Like I've only seen him act as a kid.
I think that with that, right, like for those child stars who didn't grow up in like a Nickelodeon or Disney Channel type way, it's a little bit more difficult because initially they only real reason for even getting hired was because they was kids. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Orlando Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on the Disney Channel, but he wasn't a star. But remember, he was in like the Jamie Foxx show, and you know what I'm saying. Like he was getting roles, and then he was in Major Pain. But like as he grew older, that shit just wasn't flying towards him. Same thing with Raven Simone. When she got older, she was on Disney Channel, so she was like what 30 something. Yeah. She started off on the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. Just lets you know, like with these kids, man. Like if you can't find a lane for them to be in. And then if they can't hone that craft and then change that lane as they get older, like perfect example would be Megan Good. You know what I'm saying? She had a cameo on Friday, and then when she was, so she was a little kid in that movie, and then next thing you know,
East Bayou.
East Bayou. She was in Cousin Skeeter's show. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, she's Tyrese love interest in Waist Deep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then next you know, like boom, it just start, you know what I'm saying? As you can see, it just start booming from there. So it's just like I feel like it as long as they get those certain roles, I think for the women it's a lot easier that come from them, like Miley Cyrus, you know what I'm saying? She been acting, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, like all them, they ended up transitioning into doing their own movies and really being stars. To whereas like the dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody remember Drake or Josh from Drake and Josh. Niggas probably don't even know what that show is. You know what I'm saying? So that just lets you know, like, they didn't get the same amount of play like, you know what I'm saying, the other ones did. Or shit, some might even get lucky like Ariana Grande. You know what I'm saying? She was on a TV show on Nickelodeon and she turned into a goddamn platinum artist. So, you know what I'm saying? Some of them get that shine and some of them don't. I think it's a lot easier for women. As far as Macaulay Culkin goes, I think that him being a part of that scandal of the Michael Jackson thing, you know what I'm saying, and him being a part of that whole fiasco, I think that kind of messed with him. So that kind of took a little bit away from his glitz and glamour. And then like the older he got, it really wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, he was a heartthrob of a dude. So he really wasn't gonna get that, you know, like the lover boy role. And then he really wasn't like a funny dude either. So he wasn't gonna be in no comedy roles. He wasn't an action star. So I mean, it really wasn't too much, you know what I'm saying, to kind of put him in toward the late 90s or anything like that. So I mean, I could see why he, you know what I'm saying, didn't really get too much work.
I see what you're saying, but like, you want to know another person who had if you look at it, really had a good career and they never really stopped.
Yeah.
His co-host, Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood never, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
we are, you know, most people know him for the Lord of the Rings or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? I know him most from the Faculty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like his career never really, you know, took a slide. So it's like I think with Macaulay Culkin is that it's also, you know, getting caught up in the drugs. And then I don't think Elijah Woods got as popular as early as Macaulay Culkin did. But then the whole family factory that they even got over there. Because, dude, like I was looking at the credits when the credits was going. And it's like his whole family was like kind of like involved in this movie.
Right.
So, and I think that the reason that the parents' name had to be mentioned is for the simple fact of, you know, they had 2 young kids in this movie. So they had to be a part of it for the simple fact of, I think that the parents are around, you know, backstage and all this type of shit like that when you actually put kids in movies and all this type of shit like that. But I mean, dude, you look at Elijah Woods, man, like it's crazy, dude. Like this dude, you know what I'm saying? He was on one episode of Frasier, but like he was in Flipper, you know what I'm saying? Homicide. I'm just naming shit I see. Deep Impact, obviously the Faculty. You know, then the Lord of the Rings started in 2001, and we all know what Lord of the Rings did.
Yeah, so that shot him sky high.
Yeah, man. Like, so, and then did another one in 2002. So, look, he was in the Spy Kids 3. So, Elijah's career took off. Dude, he has 397 titles, my guy. So, even though this movie was really only based on 2 kids, like it did what it was supposed to do. We really didn't need anybody else in there. So now, man, we got to get to the shits.
Okay.
So Henry is throwing all of this shit out here about, you know, fucking with Mark about. There was one scene where he's like, "What you doing? Coming down here for a late night snack?" He was like, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you know, be careful while you're eating," or something like that. He was like, "What, you think me? I would poison my own family?" So now Mark is throwing all the food in the garbage disposal, saying that the Henry's trying to poison everybody. They already had the what you call that game, the hide and seek game, when they had what's her name, Connie, hiding because he thought that he was going to try to kill Connie.
This was goddamn power off to the house.
Yeah, dude, and got the timing right. Soon as the parents pulled up, boom, hit the power on the house.
That's another thing. They was leaving the niggas at the house by themselves, bro. They wasn't old enough, bro. Them white kids was not old enough. In the hood, that'd have been different. In the hood, you get left about at the house, you know what I'm saying, at 8, because you know if you did anything wrong when your mama got home, you're gonna get a whooping because you couldn't get nothing past your mama in the hood. But in white suburban America, nah, fam. You can't leave white kids at the house like that, buddy. So that's why Lil Henry was building. I mean, that's why Lil Henry was building all that shit.
Yeah, man. So like they played the hide and seek game. So basically, the timing was they played the hide and seek game after they went out to eat. He didn't do nothing to Connie that night, but the very next morning, that's when he threw her into the ice. So you got the ice situation.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got another situation where he went into Connie's hospital room. Didn't even know mom was in there in the dark. He grabbed the pillow with one hand. And like we know as an audience what he about to do with that pillow.
Yeah.
But mom's is still, she ain't thinking, you don't want to think about that about your child. You don't want to see one of your kids laying in the hospital bed, your other kid grab a pillow. Your first thought ain't gonna be, oh, you trying to smother them? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I can see how she didn't catch it, but like with us watching it and we seen all the
blew
shit.
it though. That's all it was. She blew it. If she'd have just shut up just a little bit longer, she'd have seen my
Yeah.
nigga in action.
Exactly. But I just think it wasn't the time for it yet.
Right.
So then you have the whole scene about, he says something about the food. Well, you have him throw the Mr. Highway down.
Mm-hmm.
So then another thing that fucked him up. He talked to his dad and he tried to tell his dad about, yo, Henry's basically nuts.
This
He
nigga
done this,
say,
he done
go
that.
get Alice.
So
She
for the people that
wasn't
know,
doing
Alice is the therapist.
Yeah, she wasn't doing shit. That's the worst therapist in the world, bro. I see why niggas didn't do therapy in the 90s, because if there was anything like Alice, they was trash.
Man, she was super trash, man, because she's been talking to this kid for at least about a week and a half. Henry come in there one goddamn time, and she goes completely to Henry's side.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, well, he's grieving his mom. He's acting weird because of this. No, all this type shit. And it's like, Henry, it's like, who is this kid? How do he know to go to the damn therapist?
How the hell did you let him into the therapy session? That's not how therapy works. You can't just walk into a therapy session.
Dude, I'm sitting here thinking like, how did he know? Because his whole thing was to get everybody's mind corrupted to think that, oh, well, this was Mark the whole time. This was Mark doing the whole time. Even though Mark wasn't at the, he ended up running down there.
Yeah.
But, he wasn't at the
skating rink.
Yeah, the skating rink and whatnot. So now, moms finally start thinking, you know what? Let me go out here to the shed. So she go out to the shed, and what kills me is how she sees the dog hanging from a noose, and she just moves it to the side. Fucking kidding me?
They used to that out there. They hang niggas all the time.
Yo.
that wasn't a context for her. She was like, move, nigga.
Hey, I'm sitting here like, you don't think that's a slight bit odd that your kid got a dog hanging from a noose, but okay. So she's looking around, sees this mask, move the mask, rubber duck falls. So Henry comes in, and he's acting like moms ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's still doing what he's doing. She's talking, he's still messing around, doing this. He ain't even really paying moms any attention.
At this point,
so then she's like, yo, I found a Richard's duck. He's like, it was my duck first. That right there told me, you don't think this is weird here? You've been looking for this duck because you knew the duck was in the tub with Richard.
Exactly.
And then it's missing, and then you find he got it. And his first reaction to the duck is, it was my duck first. That right there told me, you know what? I'm taking your ass to the police station. You my child.
Get your ass whooped. Who are you talking to, sir?
Like, I'm like, no, you doing the time for this crime.
Oh, and you still gonna get your ass whooped. Because who are you talking to, sir? I'm your mom. You don't talk to your mom like that.
And then he went and snatched that motherfucker from her.
Ass whooping deluxe.
Yo. So then I'm sitting here thinking, so, all right, so let me slow down. At this point of the movie, like, what are you thinking? Like, because they give you one little hint when they was smoking, and he was like, yo, Richard was blue when he died. To give you a little hint, but like now you know at this point, you know what? This little kid killed his little brother.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought he was gonna kill the parents next.
Well,
I legit thought he was gonna get just pow and get up out of there.
Oh, Susan was almost gone. Susan, he was definitely killing her.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
Was killing moms. And then he tried to blame it on Mark because Mark said that before his mom died, that she was gonna always be with him, you know, in a different person, all this type of shit. So Mark had a moment with Susan on the step because he thought that he saw his mom walking. Come to find out it was Susan. And then, you know what I'm saying, she, you know, give him a hug on the step and he's crying, all this type of shit. And that right there is not. At the end of the day, Henry was a kid who, for number one, he craved attention. For number one. And this dude craved attention so much to the fact that he killed his little baby brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No remorse. He didn't feel no way about it. He didn't care. Like, he was just like, yo, that gives me my spot. And I think when it came to Connie, I just think that Connie was, if Connie was a boy, Connie was
he'd have been gone. He'd have been gone. Yeah,
so, dude, and then they, yo, Unc's locked dude in the room, my God. Like, but no, what was crazy though, tell me, in what house, now, maybe in a black household, so let me change that. Let me change that, my bad. Because I was going to say, if you bust in a room and you see your son or your nephew have a knife, well, not knife, but scissors to another child's neck, are you just gonna put him in another room and be like, yo, we'll talk about this in the morning?
Nah, he gotta put the scissors up and they gotta fight. What's going on? Nah, ain't no weapons. If y'all gonna fight, but ain't no weapons.
Yo, I'm sitting here looking at it like this it. Like, I don't think that there's no other repercussions that need to go on here.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, man, and I hate that his name is Mark. You know what I'm saying? I wish they gave him another name. But I ain't gonna lie, man, Mark wasn't no match for my man Henry. Remember when they was pulling each other's hair and Connie went downstairs to go tell on them niggas? This nigga, Henry was a freak. He was getting his hair pulled the whole time. He wasn't even phased.
Man, I don't even think Henry could even feel pain, my guy.
That nigga,
Henry was the devil. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, he was different.
Red 666.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to it. So Connie, like not Connie. So Henry sees Susan pull up. So he's like, Mom, can we take a walk like we used to? So he said, like, when I was a kid, like he ain't a kid still.
Yeah.
So they're walking. So she's like, will you tell me what happened to Richard? And so she's like, did you kill Richard? Like, it's a question. Listen to me, people.
This nigga's a kid.
A kid, your child, and you just say, "Yo, did you kill Richard?"
No, that's where this whole movie kind of loses you, because you forget, and because of the way that they create his character, like, you forget this nigga's a kid.
Yeah, he act like he's not a kid.
Exactly, the shit that he's doing, bro. You genuinely forget that he, like, until he comes into the scene with Mark, or he comes into a scene with Connie or his parents, like, you forget that this nigga is a fucking child, bro.
And not only did she say, "Did you kill Richard?" His response, "What if I did?"
Yeah,
like, the fuck?
You gotta bury that nigga in snow.
Like, you done. Like, so then he takes off running to her spot where she always would stand off of that ledge. And so then she looks around, she don't see him. So Henry comes up behind her and says, "Mom, did you really think I jumped? You don't know me that well."
Right.
And then this dude, literally no hesitation, pushed his mom off the ledge. So then she breaks her fall with the rocks and the trees that was hanging from the ledge and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So then you thinking, all right, nah. Henry like, you ain't down there yet. So let me get this big ass rock and I'm gonna drop this rock on your damn head.
Yeah.
And so then Mark come out, they get the scrapping, she climbs her way up, and then you have this scene has to happen. Has to happen. So they go to rolling off. She catch one with the left hand, one with the right hand. So she's holding her nephew and her son. Her nephew starts to slip, and she looks at Henry, says, "Henry." She let her own son go. Save the nephew, as she should. Henry tried to kill your motherfucking ass. I swear to God, if she would have saved Henry,
if you'd have tried to push me off a cliff, I'd never tried to save you.
Because I mean, she was trying to save both of them. She was trying.
Yeah, or what it at least looked like she did. But then it clicked in her head real quick, like this little motherfucker did just push me off.
Not only did he push me off, he killed my youngest son.
Facts.
Like, you gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta get
up there. Because now I have to worry about just imagine. You gotta keep worrying about your own safety, your husband's safety, and your other daughter. Mm-hmm. And then anybody else that's even around this damn neighborhood. Like, nah, you gotta go, Henry. I'm telling you, if she would have saved Henry, this movie would have been trash.
Let me tell you something. This nigga had to go regardless because this nigga was destroying utilities, bro. This nigga was cutting off lights. You know what I'm saying? Messing with water. Like, this nigga was doing it all, man. That goddamn light bill got to be sky high from him just playing with that breaker. I know he be at home playing with that breaker.
And then it's like, how you even know where the breaker at? Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. How can
that house? That was a 4-story house, my guy.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Crazy, man. Look, if y'all never seen this movie, like you said, and like you said it perfectly, like you forget that he's a kid.
You really do.
Because he does
everything that he's doing. It seems as if, you know what I'm saying, like he's a teenager or like a young adult or something. But nah, the nigga's a fucking elementary school kid.
He might have been 6th grade.
Okay, that's cool. That's still young as hell to commit murder.
Yeah. And have no remorse for it. You know what I'm saying? Killing dogs, kill his brother,
cats,
try to kill his sister. And then his face of disappointment when he missed the cat. But
yeah. He knew he was off. So you ready to do Fire Flames, man?
Let's do it.
Yoga Fire. Yoga Flame.
Okay, man. So Fire Flames, for those who don't know, is basically our rating system for each review that we do, whether it be a movie or television show. It ranges from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Since this was the movie, man, that, you know what I'm saying, that you picked out, bro, you know what I'm saying, it's your honors going first, brother.
All right. Like we said before, the cast didn't even really have to be that good because it was really focused in really only on 3 people, to be honest with you. It was really on Henry, Mark, and Susan. And I got to give a shout out to Susan because she did do, you know, some good job. Wendy Crewson. But for this to be a movie to come out in '93 and like for it to catch my eye, like it seemed like this wasn't the one movie that was like, when you think of Macaulay Culkin, you think of the Home Alones, you think of the Richie Rich, you think of My Girl. A lot of people don't talk about The Good Son. And The Good Son kind of slid on the radio. I don't know if it was because he was this evil child, but this was one of my favorite movies of his. Elijah Woods did a great job. I'm honestly, man, I'm gonna give it a 4, man. I felt that the storyline was good. It gave you that 90s shit, you know, kid going into a a factory and busting out the glass. I remember throwing rock like we had a neighbor at my dad's original house, and like the person had died, and they had like a one of those garage things, but they had like a room at the upstairs of it. And man, we used to throw rocks and bust out the glass in that thing, man. It reminded me of those times. Just like it gave you that shit that you used to do in the 90s that was like, you look at it now, it's like, damn, that was dumb as fuck. We sitting here throwing rocks at a damn window. But yeah, it was fun as fuck back then. And it gives you that 90s vibe of like what shit was like, you know, running around the neighborhood. Like we used to have this one tree, we used to call it the spaceship. You know what I'm saying? So like it gives you all of that stuff, man. And honestly, man, I think it's a really, really good movie. It felt like it's slept on. A lot of people don't know about it, but I'm gonna give it a 4, man.
Hey man, we on the same plane, man. I was gonna say the same thing. Definitely a 4. Like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying, the cast really ain't too bad. You really didn't need, you know what I'm saying, really too many major names. I think Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin did a great job in this movie. Yeah, it definitely has that nostalgia. It brings back that 90s nostalgia, you know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, you talking about throwing rocks at buildings. We used to go into the abandoned buildings, you know what I'm saying? We used to make clubhouses in them. So, yeah, I know exactly how that feels. I remember going into the apartments, you know what I'm saying? We used to break into the apartments that wasn't that wasn't occupied, and we used to have clubhouses in them. So I know exactly what you mean when you say, you know what I'm saying, just being able to just move around in the 90s and just do certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that you could do now as a kid with everything that's going on. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, going back to him, Macaulay Culkin's acting, that was amazing. I think he did a great job in this movie, honestly. He really stole the show. He really made this movie a thriller, you know what I'm saying, a real suspense thriller, because you didn't know what he was going to do next. And after, you know what I'm saying, after the build up, because they did a great job building up to worse and worse events. But after the build up, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't surprised when he started attacking Mom Dukes. I wasn't surprised if he would have ended up killing his dad. So like in this movie, I think that, you know what I'm saying, it was like the horror version of what Home Alone could have been. Just not on Christmas, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm definitely giving it a 4. They did a great job on this one.
Yes, sir. I ain't mad at it, man.
So, coming soon, man.
All right.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
All right, so, man, listen. Next episode, man, we gonna have something very, very dope for y'all. It is going to basically be Christmas with Viewers Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? We did, you know what I'm saying, the horror fest. No, what did we call it?
Fright Fest. Fright Fest.
Yeah, we did the Fright Fest in October. So I don't know what we're gonna call this one. We could come up with something later. But yeah, we're gonna do nothing but Christmas movies, holiday movies. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do something nice, man. I think this is something that we could look forward to in the future. You know what I mean? This whole themed, you know what I'm saying, month or whatever. I think that'd be dope. But yeah, we're gonna get into the Christmas spirit, man. All of December, there's gonna be nothing but Christmas movies, and the twist on it, because you know what I'm saying, you know we love a good twist on this show. we love a good surprise. The twist is the movies that we think are Christmas movies. So this is going to be a great time for you guys to interact with us. Y'all can hit us up and let us know, you know what I'm saying, whether you think it's a Christmas movie or not. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a great debate to have with the audience. But coming up next is we just put out the movie, right?
Yeah, we haven't necessarily decided like what we're gonna do next. I mean, it don't matter because we're gonna do all of them anyway. Right. But yeah, we got these Christmas movies coming at y'all, man. Even though I'm not I am a Grinch. Like I don't even really fuck with Christmas like that. But I don't, man. I really don't. But I mean, but see, being a FedEx driver for 13 years, you know what I'm saying? That's part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. It's a huge part of it. But then there's some other things too that puts me in this mood. But the stuff that we got lined up for y'all is definitely gonna be fun. We got a lot of funny bangers coming at y'all. And then, because I saw a list today of I can't remember who put it out, but they put out their top 10 Christmas movies, and only like 2 of mine was in that joint. So it's like it's really, we're coming at y'all from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's what's great about the Viewers Anonymous, is that it's really all over the place. Like, this podcast has turned into what the 28 Minutes or Less is. It is sporadic as hell. You don't know what the fuck you're gonna get and when you're gonna get it. Like, all you know is we about to do a whole bunch of Christmas movies. You think you know what we gonna do, but I think it's something on there that's gonna be like, oh shit, that one threw me for a loop.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. This next episode, just keep an eye out, keep an ear out. It'll definitely be a surprise, and then we'll have the upcoming schedule from there on out. But I'm actually excited to do this, man, only because we're gonna be doing one of my favorite Christmas movies. I'm really not one of those people that's really into Christmas anymore either, only because now I have to buy gifts instead of receive them.
Oh
So, you know
man,
what I'm saying?
that's I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
I'm gonna say it, but that shit took the fun out of Christmas. Fuck Christmas now, because I don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the look on my kids' faces when they get to open up their presents, and although it's very sweet, that shit don't mean nothing because it ain't tangible. So, yeah, man, I said it for all the parents out there. Forget Christmas, because we don't get nothing in return. At least not nothing we want. You know what I'm saying? They be giving us them goofy sweaters and socks and stuff that we just really ain't gonna use, pretty much. But yeah, outside of that, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a great time, man. We're gonna see, you know what I'm saying, how it pans out. And just a challenge to the audience, man. At the end of these episodes, I personally want you to let us know which movies did you think were our favorites out of these next 8 episodes. So you know what I'm saying, we're gonna see how it pans out. Also, these are gonna be the last 8 episodes, man.
Of the year. Yep.
The last 8 episodes of the year, man.
And then that's gonna make that first one that we do in January, that will be the third year anniversary of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, man.
Yes, sir. So
yes, sir, but
yeah, listen, we've been doing a great job, man. 3 years in. It was a weird start, you know what I'm saying? We started, then we stopped, then we got back into it, and we started pushing after that, man, and we've been pushing ever since. So, and then turning around doing 2 pods a week.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, bro, that's
104
pods a year, bro.
Yep, because we at I think this one is 126, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bro. That's 104 pods a year, man. So that's, you know what I'm saying, that's dope. But as always, man, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. It's been a ride, man. I can't wait to keep going. This is gonna be so fun. But anyway, make sure you follow us on socials, on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnonPod. You can find us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. You can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. Also, you can check me out on Twitch streaming at the nighttime, because that's the right time, at twitch.tv/Scoots Bronson. You can just go to Twitch if you got it on your phone. Just look up Scoots Bronson. You can find me. Also, man, like I said earlier in the show, if you want to know about NFTs, or if you want to purchase the NFTs that I have, if you want to know the little bit that I know about cryptocurrency, if you guys got any questions or anything, I'm more than willing to help you guys find out, because I'm actually doing my research and learning about it myself, and I'm diving into it now. It's looking like a bright future ahead for cryptocurrency and NFTs and all those type of things. So I'm trying to get into it as early as possible. I'm a tad bit late, but you know what I'm saying, better late than never.
Yes, sir, man. For me, y'all can find me at s.foster8. That's on Instagram and Twitter, at 28 Minutes or Less Pod on Instagram, 28 Minutes or Less on Facebook. please go check out the new episode that I just dropped this week. On 28 minutes or less on all major platforms. I did it on a Chicago native, Jeff Fort. You know what I'm saying? So I put that out there in the world. Hope y'all enjoy that. Shit, that's really all I got, man. Just excited to continue this journey, man. Oh, and also y'all be looking out, y'all football fans be looking out for the 4-3. It's coming out this week.
Facts, man. So with that being said, man, once again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like they say in Hollywood, man, that's a wrap.
Cut.